feels it when I see it. It feels
Yeah.
like it's not.
Exactly, yeah. That's the thing is, when you feel like it's swinging to there, okay, with this one, when you feel it's about there somewhere, in reality it's not there. The last one you just played, the swing length was somewhere in that length. And it's not the same thing, obviously, but that's roughly where your club was, okay? So therefore, if you think it's going there, that's going to give you, say, 35 yards. Yeah. But if you're actually going up here, you're looking at 60 yards somewhere. So then when you get there, your brain suddenly goes, oh, hang on, this feels like I've got a little bit more power than I need to. As you're coming back down now, it's like, I'm trying to quit on it. And that's just going to cause the problem, okay? We've got to try and get you moving. So you're all this kind of more in the long game, but still relevant in the shorter shots, okay? There was your movement, okay? You try to now shift left now as the club starts coming down. So your body now getting thrown back here, obviously hitting the golf ball. That's tilted back a bit more. And you see the hands there behind. They're outside your right foot impact, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you're kind of here going, and if you try and get your hands forward, and then you're going to hit the old unmentionables, all right? So the feeling you've got to try and get now with this movement, okay, as we start getting to about here, now that's possibly a little late. It's kind of starting before the club comes down, but it's a little bit later than what you want. So as you get to about here now, this shoulder continues to turn and sort of tips you that way. It's not from here and then I'll slide. As you get down there, the shoulder keeps moving this, and that's what's going to keep the club now working more sort of on that better path rather than it coming over the top with the longer clubs. As you get to about 2/3, as you keep this shoulder going around you, okay, so as he's going around there, the weight now is kind of following that direction with it, okay? So you're turning to your right side as you get to about here. Now the weight should be starting to just tip a little bit. It comes in, and you go, oh, it's a bit late. It's split seconds. I mean, it's not as if it's miles out, okay? But at least when we start moving back down there now, there's impact. At least your hands are kind of in front of the golf ball, yeah? There's a better movement there in terms of swinging, and obviously through to target. You're allowed to just to let your arms to release. You're almost try to hang on to the club so much now, okay? If we can get that body to move this way a bit better. It's a bit more advanced movement, I'll be honest. But I think you're getting to that stage now in terms of sort of ability and swing strike. You can get yourself to the top. As you get to back here, now it starts going to sort of shift the target, okay? So you're moving your body better to get that strike, not you trying to push the handle forward to get it, okay? And then it's a question of just learning how far back you've got to go for any given shot. So if you want to go 50 yards, you've got a 50-yard window. If you want to go 70 yards, you've got 70 yards, 30 yards, 20, and so on. Whereas at the moment now, you know what 100% feels like, yeah? You just know how far that feels. It's up here, bang, okay? When you go to the shorter shots, it's like, oh, how far is that going to go? And you sort of swing the club back somewhere, and then you go, oh, that'll do. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, hang on, there's too much power. And now you're trying to sort of dial the yardage back. And then the way you do that is kind of that sort of leaning back, yeah? So it's hitting shots. And again, I would hit as many shots there with that sort of shorter swing anyway to get that feeling. Just try and get that kind of flow. So it doesn't feel like you're going, you're back, you're through. It's kind of back and through all in one go. There's more of a flow to the swing rather than stop, start, yeah?
Sure.
Make sense?
Would you say with the bigger irons, the longer irons, have a bit of a wider stance?
Definitely wider stance, Definitely a wider stance, because that's something that you do when you have a narrow stance. There's something with your shorter shots, okay? Yeah. You get here now, the thought of moving that way is not going to be something you're going to want to do too much, okay? Yeah. Shifting and moving side to side. There was a drill years ago that people said, oh, you've got to rotate, and rotation became the ingredient. Transferring the weight or shifting weight became kind of a bit of an issue. Yeah. So you get golfers putting their feet together trying to rotate. Well, now you can't shift your body. So all you're doing now is basically just spinning around a stake and just doing nothing, okay? There needs to be lateral movement in the golf swing. The tour players move their hips miles left as they come down. So lateral movement is there, and we need that, but you need the base on which to be able to do that, you see, yeah? If you're too narrow, your body will just go, nah, I'm going to fall over. So your priority is going to be more in terms of standing upright rather than falling over, okay? So kind of as you feel about 2/3 in, this shift here now is happening as the club is around about kind of shoulder-ish height, and then starting to move again. I'll ping that video through that guy doing it so you get the feeling of what that looks like. And you can just, again, up against the mirror there, sort of looking at or film your swings and sort of ping them over, say, how's it looking? Just so you get a feel of what that swing length and that transition is going to look like. Okay, buddy?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Cool.